Welcome to Let's Talk About It, the podcast, where we shine a light on the change agents and everyday heroes who shape our communities. Here, we dive deep into the lived experiences of our guests, exploring the milestone moments that have either propelled them forward or changed their paths. We anchor every conversation in two foundational pillars of the Black community: books and music. Through this unique lens, we capture, entertain, and inform, weaving a rich tapestry of stories and insights that resonate, inspire, and spark meaningful dialogue. Join our host, TJ Lowry and Shatima Grisham, as they engage with thought leaders and community change agents to uncover the rich tapestry of experiences that shape our lives. Get ready for insightful discussions, unfiltered perspectives, and the celebration of Black excellence. Let's talk about it.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk About It, the podcast. I'm your girl TJ, and I'm so excited to dive into another show where we bring you another community change agent. But before we do that, I've got to introduce my fabulous co-host. How you doing, Shatima?
What's up, TJ?
Good. So we got a new little space, girl. How you feeling about it?
I'm feeling real good about it. I love the vibe for sure.
Me too. I feel like we're moving on up like the Jeffersons.
Moving on up.
And quick. So I really just kind of wanted to ask you about health and wellness today, especially with all that we have to navigate in HR. You are an entrepreneur, a mommy. What do you do, Shatima, to make sure you are also self-care, self-preservation, and putting on your mask?
That's a multifaceted question. I think it's an ongoing process for me. Some weeks, months, days, I feel more balanced than others. I just have to, for me, I have to remind myself to go easy on myself. I think sometimes we feel like we have to get everything done.
Yeah.
And then when you're not able to get everything done, then that's when we start to kind of pick ourselves apart.
Yeah.
So for me, I have to, remind myself like, okay, we got 7 of the 10 things done, or we got the most important things done, or you know what, we had to call an audible and just be present for ourselves and how we're feeling, and listening to my body. So, like I said, some days I feel a little better about what I've gotten done, and other days maybe not so much.
Yeah.
But I've just learned to be easy with myself.
I find myself meditating a lot more now. It's something new into my daily practice, probably this spring. And since I've done that, like now I want to do it more. I spend a lot of time outside, just enjoying nature. If it's 10 minutes, I just want to go out and be in the yard and be with the trees,
right,
and just get some sunshine. And I work in an office where it's dark. In the aquarium, it's pretty dark, and so we have to be intentional about getting that nature and sunshine. And so I enjoy that time because I spend so much time in meetings and on the phone and talking.
Oh yeah.
And so when I'm meditating, I'm just quiet. I'm feeling and measuring my own senses and being aware of my mental state, and having to say, dang, I might need to take some time off next week, or really just focusing on what's happening and what's coming, and not just doing. And so I do a lot of meditation lately.
Nice.
Again, even if it's 10 minutes on my way to work, that's me preparing for war. I am listening to affirmations all the way there.
Let's go.
I might take a call or two, but those I ams are so essential so that I can stay grounded and just right here. So the Black HR Society was also created for that same reason. We wanted to create a safe space for Black HR professionals because we deal with a lot. We're focusing on the staff, the team, but who's really focusing on us, right? And so I just wanted to take that moment to recenter us and make sure that as HR practitioners and just professionals, we are doing that. I think today's guest, which I'm excited for you to introduce us to,
as well,
knows a little bit about that. So
Just
who are you introducing us to today?
Absolutely. Thank you for that, TJ, though. But thank you for the reminder, to get outside and connect with nature and So I appreciate that. Yeah. But I'm excited about our guest, who's also our friend, Miss Whitney Harvey. Welcome to Let's Talk About It.
Whitney. Thank you for having me, ladies. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, let me get your intro out of the way because it's heavy over there. You've been doing a lot. So we have Whitney Harvey. She is the CEO of Gen 38 and Self-Coach Lawyer. She's an esteemed business strategist, a consultant, and a motivational speaker who integrates legal expertise and wellness into practice. Now, her credentials is she holds her Juris Doctorate from ASU, Sandra Day O'Connor's College of Law, and is pursuing a Doctor of Philosophy in General Psychology with a specialization in industrial and organizational psychology. Get it, girl.
Yes.
Welcome to Let's Talk About It.
Thank you for having me. It feels good. It's good energy in the room. Always is with you too. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you look beautiful as ever. We're really excited to dig into the episode and really just share with our audience more about you. You know, we've seen you on social doing your thing out in these social streets. Shatima and I are trying to catch up.
Trying.
You've surpassed me.
What?
Yes.
Okay, because you out here with, and I'm excited. Before we jump in the show, we are HR practitioners, and so we like to do a little, what do you call it? An icebreaker.
That's what we do.
Yes, it's called Let's Talk About It. So we'll ask you a question. Just give us the first thing that comes to mind, you know, your first thought. Okay. So, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Okay, tea.
Right.
We have coffee, and we got it as soon as we got
All
here.
Day.
All day.
Sweet or savory?
Definitely savory.
Savory.
Yes.
Me too.
Girl.
Me too. Unless it's the combo. I like the combo, sweet and savory. Mm-hmm. Morning or night?
Morning.
Yeah. She's Team Shatima.
I am team morning. TJ is not. She's up all night.
It's all
working.
night.
Night owl.
And then I start at the dark of the day too. So I feel like night is when I want to and I want to work. What's your favorite season?
The fall.
Fall.
Yes.
Is that Arizona fall or
Traditional fall, because we do not have that traditional
Right.
fall.
Well, I would say Arizona. So September to November.
okay?
Yeah.
Arizona fall. That's what I
right.
thought.
Yeah.
What's your favorite app?
My favorite app. Ooh. Instagram right now.
Instagram. Text or call? You prefer text or calling?
Texting.
Texting.
Yes.
I'm Gen X, so I'm a caller.
I prefer the call.
Yeah, we
Millennial.
want to just hurry up
I
and
wanna
tell
chat.
you. I want you to hear my tone and inflections because that means something.
Yes. I ain't even clicking over.
I like it.
I don't mind a scheduled call, but like the impromptu and a
work.
FaceTime.
That's work.
A scheduled call.
Let's schedule
I like
it.
that. What about your guilty pleasure TV show?
Real Housewives, anything.
Anything.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you have a favorite one?
Potomac right now.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Potomac
they
is
get it.
good.
Yeah.
Do you think Atlanta will bounce back?
You know, maybe because Phaedra's coming back, which she was always my favorite.
Yeah,
so,
Firecracker Phaedra.
yes.
Yeah.
But if we could get Phaedra and Nene together, like
You locked
like
in.
old times, yes.
It'll be like old times. It'll be a throwback.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Sex with the lights on or off?
Ooh. I say off. Yeah.
Lights off.
Yeah. I know that sounds vanilla, but I just think you can really be like unleash everything and just really be free.
I
Wait
heard
till
Wild
you
Child.
get over your 40s. You're not going to care.
Yeah, right. We ain't getting up to turn them off.
Yeah,
so
no.
whatever happened when.
This is where we're at.
There you go.
I
yeah.
like it. What was the last book you read?
I did a repeat of one of my favorites. It's through Audible, so I wasn't actually open, but The Power.
The Power.
Yes, by Rhonda Byrne.
Okay.
So she does like The Secret, that whole series. I love The Power.
And you're reading it twice.
This is
so-
probably like my, I don't know, 100th time.
Wow.
Yes,
We
since-
might need this.
Yes, since 2015, I just love playing it over and over.
Do you remember what was on the cover of the book?
Oh my goodness. No, because it's Audible, and I feel like it's I feel like it's just like the power, and so I don't remember if it's like a star, but it's her branding.
Sure.
Yeah.
So they say the cover of a book is what lures an audience in. If we picked up the book of Whitney, what would be on your cover, Whitney? And for you, this would be also what lures us in, and also how you show up, how you present to people. Today, presenting cute, by the way. I see it. See funky little boots. How do you show up?
I think I like a little element of an edge. So I like whether it's the leather boots or a leather jacket, the big sunglasses. So I like a component of that. And then I like bright, bold colors. I see you have the red lip, the red, pants. I love red, everything.
Pops.
So I think it'd be probably me in some sort of stance where it is like super powerful, but like edgy, so professional and edgy. I like to have the dichotomy of both.
I like that. And that's how you show up too, I assume, right? With that little edge on you. You're a lawyer, so you've got the serious piece, but you're edgy with it. So
exactly.
I like that.
I definitely like that.
Yeah.
So the back cover of the book is what convinces us to buy the book. What would your back cover say?
Ooh, so the back cover would be really looking at this resiliency in motion. I would say that describes everything I do, everything I touch is just how can I turn lemons into lemonade? So it's going to be a story of, in every facet of life, turning any dip into empowerment. So whether it's workplace, whether it's relationship, like romantic or friendships, or even family dynamics, like I'm just gonna always turn, a situation into something for the positive and make the best out of it. So I'm gonna turn it into my advantage.
Are you the cheerleader in the family if things are going blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, I would say so.
A little bit of, come on, you feel half full person is what I'm hearing.
Absolutely. I can't stay down too long. Like, we're gonna always have moments where we're up and down, but I would say I'm mostly up, or I'm trying to get out of it. Like I'm trying to figure it out. I can't just stay down. It just doesn't feel conducive to me and my energy. So I'm an overcomer.
You don't want that low vibration. We need high vibration. And we attract that. Yeah, and we'll attract high vibration.
Agreed.
So,
Yes, for sure.
So what people, place, or event was most impactful to you along the way?
Let's see. People, definitely my mom. I know TJ knows who my mom is. She's has an HR background. And, she had me at 17, teenage mom, single mom. So in a lot of ways, we just, grew up together and had to be strength for each other. So I would definitely say that she's been a backbone for me in everything, and a motivator for me too. She never wanted any doors closed to me. So she's like, pick a career, pick something powerful, pick something that no one can close the door on you. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I know. Shout out to Miss Colette, by the way, also from our hometown, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who introduced us because she was supporting you. And she, during your transition to doing your own thing, she said we should meet. And I'm very grateful that she did. Coming from our area, teen pregnancy was a commonality. I remember being in that time frame in Milwaukee, having the highest teen pregnancy. I was so scared my kids would, end up in the statistics. I was a teen pregnancy, and, that was our environment. So, but look at us now, glowing up and really just supporting you. And I'm glad she's done that for you because we're proud of you.
Thank you.
And everything you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's nice to be able to, I think in the past I would share that story, and depending on the rooms I would be in, I felt some shame around it. Not knowingly, but, I've realized that as I've processed my journey of there'd be times I would omit that, and I've just been leading with them more and more every space I'm in of like, boom, this is how I came into the world, but not in a negative.
That's right. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's your testimony.
Absolutely.
And this year I've been really pushed to share my testimony, and I think this is, a good space for us to do that.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing and being vulnerable in that space. Now, if I called your book the Book of Whitney, but if you did write your book, what would the title title be? And then share some of those chapters that were really pivotal, that would resonate with people, what they'll walk away with.
Yeah. Okay. So title. I'm just gonna go with it because it's kind of the movement I'm on right now.
I like it.
So release the fuckboy energy.
Yes. Hurry up and write that.
I know. I've been slow to write
you
it.
better get that book written and on the shelf.
I started with the event. So we've been doing the event. It's a breathwork event plus hip hop music.
Gotcha.
Getting women together in like whatever fuckboy energy is for you. Like for me, it was romantic relationships, but for some people it's workplace.
It's work.
It's grief, you know, it's just interpersonal dynamics. So whatever it is keeping you in that cycle of being stuck or in a rut, and, you know, transforming through that, using it as a post-traumatic growth opportunity.
Yeah.
And so that would be the name of the book and the chapters.
I'm buying.
I'm waiting for it. I'm on the wait list.
Well, I'll have it, make sure I'll personally sign it, and y'all have to catch me in a city of your choice because we want to take it and make it a tour.
I love it.
Yeah, so it'll be exciting. And then the chapters will be, you know, it's going to be a lot of dynamics, but for me in particular, looking at romantic relationships, there was a lot of, you know, fuckboy energy I endured there. And looking at how that pattern in the way I perceived my relationship to people, how that translated into the workplace and translated now as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if you were always a people pleaser and you're trying to overcome that, there's going to be that thread through all kinds of areas of your life. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Setting the boundaries, even with family, you know, being able to push back on things that are not conducive to our mental health and well-being.
So I know that, I'm sorry, Shatima, I want to know if you'll like peel back the layers a little bit for the audience and define, because you said it can be in the workplace. And I feel like we know, you know, that context of it knows, but for the people in the audience that may not know, how do you define that fuckboy energy?
Yeah, so I would just say it's this like really intense energy that keeps you in that cycle of overthinking and, you know, second guessing yourself. And then it's also self-sabotaging, right? So it's like, even when you might have come through a situation and you feel empowered through it, then you know you might have a positive opportunity or a positive person come into your life, and if you don't catch yourself, you might sabotage it based on your history of what you've encountered.
Absolutely.
So it's like you got to get through you have to overcome it and be empowered to get through it, but then for your future alignment, your future prospects and opportunities, you can't self-sabotage it so that you don't bring in the goodness into your life that you're seeking and that you have been seeking.
You have to identify that, right? You have to know, because sometimes you're in the middle of the cycle, you don't know. And then if, you know, for me, I know I had somebody tell me, hey, you know, you did really great this time, but did you see, like you said, how that came back through in this little area here? And so you have to recognize that you are in that energy and pull through, because sometimes we don't, especially when it's intimate relationships, right? You just keep having the same person come around. Like, what is it about me that keeps drawing this person in? And they may be, you know, a pedigree higher than before, but there's still some,
it's the same person, new package. I feel like, to Whitney's definition, that is what we're giving, right? You're going to attract what your energy is. And that's why when she is not in that space of, I don't want to be low vibration, you're going to be around people who are. And so if you are dating the same people, it's because we haven't changed. We haven't really peeled and opened up and fixed some of those things. And we just take it to the next relationship and expect the next person to deal. And to your point, we may get a little bit better, like, ooh, he dressed nicer. Ooh, he got a little more money. But in essence, it's the same relationship. And I know, you know, I just went through that phase of saying, that old me has died, you know, and I've had some healthy relationships finally, but they still weren't, you know, great, you know, but in looking back on what I had, they were better. So I'm like, I'm doing good. And so that's where I think we have to focus on us and that energy. And I'm waiting for the book with I'm waiting for the
motivation.
book.
Get on
it.
Motivation. I got
Get on it.
Finish typing it.
We gonna make sure it's on
Get
your
on
schedule to get
Please
some authors
do.
in
Get
some
on
of
it.
those chapters written.
Absolutely. Well, in this book, we've talked about, what it means, but what's the plot twist in it?
Ooh, plot twist. Ooh, okay. Well, I would say just what's coming from the top of my brain, because I always like to go with intuitively. And the plot twist is me finding love, me finding stable, secure love in another woman. That was never at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah.
Never dated women historically. But I got to a space where, I had put down all my character, they say make your list.
Yeah.
Made the list, prayed on it for years and years.
Yeah.
And I was finally in a phase through the pandemic where I'm just like, I'm going to be respected. I'm going to enjoy life. I'm not going to hold off and wait, waiting for it to come. I'm just going to live life. And when it's the right time, that person will find me. And literally met my fiance out at brunch for my birthday. Nice. And with a group of friends, not ever thinking it's going to be a woman, but the comfort I felt when she came over to approach me was just at home and peaceful.
Yeah.
And there was a depth to our conversation early. It wasn't just what are you doing? That text of where you at?
Where you at?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. It was it was very deep. And I noticed that because I had been on a lot of dates and I'm like, this is so superficial. And so I felt it right away the first week.
Love it.
And I just leaned into it. I was like, I don't know what this means. I'm not sure. But I had enough security and I trusted myself enough to know that I had to take the leap because I felt so comfortable and I felt so aligned energetically with her.
Yeah, that's a good plot twist.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Almost 4 years now. So that's my longest relationship.
So I need to get out more and go brunching.
Go brunching.
Well, I like that you are leaning into letting the energy you feel lead you, right? Because so many times we focus on what the world thinks we're supposed to have, our family, our coworkers, even just the fact that you're supposed to be with somebody. Who says, right? Yeah. You can't be happy single. And so I love that your energy is guiding you to find love, to find what's naturally for you. And so that's where I'm saying, Shatine, we're going to have to open up and see what the twerkings that need to happen because you attract, and so I hear her saying that early on, y'all felt it. Everything was firing. And so, now being able to embrace that, I'm sure it's a plot twist and having to then go into your family and friends and say, surprise, 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 surprise. And they're like, wait, what?
Right, they're like, we'll see.
Right? That's what.
4 years later.
I have a best friend at home, and she went through the same thing, the sharing it with her family, and she was married. She has 2 kids, and so they felt the same way. Oh, she'll get over it soon. And she's like, no, we're getting married. It was very serious for her. Now they've embraced and love her partner. We all do, but I think that moment was what's happening. She'll get through this phase, right? It's a phase. But I also want to say congratulations. I've known, and it just gives me, good hope. And I love the energy that you get to carry from all that happiness and having a partner.
And you look happy.
Yes.
You've been talking about it.
I'm
Brennan
telling you,
over there.
like she pregnant,
I know.
right?
I'll just wait for my
pregnant. I mean the glow,
I'll just
the
wait
go.
for the invite.
Yeah, you might have to catch us on vacation because we're we'll do something super small and then we want to go maybe to Europe or overseas for a couple weeks.
Love that. That.
But I love what you said about energy. That's what I'm doing in all aspects of life now. Just letting the energy guide me to my next opportunity. Yeah. I don't chase, I attract. I'm no longer in that state of mind of I gotta make it happen for myself. You have to have some activity, some action, but you don't have to chase opportunities that are meant for you. That's what I learned.
I love that. And it's true, even when it comes to money, don't chase the money, chase your passion and it'll come. And so when we're exerting our energy in those positive things, you create and you attract something bigger and better. So I love that. So we believe all leaders are readers, but not all readers are leaders. What book would you recommend to our audience and why?
Ooh, I would recommend, okay, so I have to pick just one?
You can recommend more than one.
Okay, because my initial thought, so one that I really have enjoyed was The Alchemist. And it's really about being on this journey to purpose of, this young man going on a journey to find this treasure and for him to have a full circle moment where he literally ends up back home and that's where the treasure was.
Love
So, just growing so much on the journey and really not being about the destination, but being about the skill set, the experiences you have along the way. And then Blue Zones Challenge is one that I've really been enjoying and is still connected to the idea of purpose. Okay. So there's this man that looked at different communities across the world to see the communities where people they live an average of 100 years. And he looked for the commonalities amongst us, I think it's 7 communities, and look for, what are the central things they have in common. And one of the common things was purpose, like not just knowing their purpose, but waking up every day and having some reflection on it. Yeah, and living in it and finding that alignment in every task they do, even if it's like gardening or something that's more physical labor, but them connecting that to their purpose. And I just thought that was so powerful because I think that's why a lot of us are so disconnected in the work we're doing. We can't find any connection to our why, our North Star, or our purpose. So those are 2, I think, from a leadership perspective, are major, because if you're going through a transition or in a work environment that's not ideal at the moment, you still have to be able to, at least get through that situation, and being able to stay connected to your why, I think is going to be essential for those transitions.
That's so good, Whitney. I can't wait to get those book references or referrals from you. We'll make sure we put them in the link too for the audience. So good. It's about that purpose, right? And so that helped them live longer. You over here preaching so much, I almost said ashe, word, it sounded so good, because I think so many people live in the rat race. I get up, I go to work, I come back home, I go to bed, and you start over, but you really aren't enjoying the experience. You aren't present with the journey, and you're just trying to get through it, and you don't realize your life is just going by you. You won't get that time back. And I think when we have our purpose and have it top of mind, you enjoy the days. It can be a rough day, but you know that your purpose is bigger than this day. So good stuff.
I agree. I think it leads to a lot of the dissatisfaction and the hopelessness that a lot of people have, especially when you see suicide rates have increased and some of the other, addictions and disorders. It's because of losing that North Star, waking up and understanding what that purpose is, and, moving towards it and trying to figure out why your current state is what it is, because it requires some shadow work sometimes. You have to go and dig deep and figure out what roles you played in the circumstance and situation that you're in. But once you get through that, then you get to be where, you can enjoy the journey, and you can figure out where the focus is, even in the middle of a bad day, still being grateful, right? And being aligned. And then also knowing when you fall off that it's, it's up to you to restart, and you can restart. Yeah. So I definitely love that. I love that. I'm going to get these books.
Me too. I can't wait.
Can't wait.
So this has been a great discussion. Will you tell everybody where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have multiple Instagram accounts, but I say the central one can just be whitney.m.harvey.esq, because that will connect to the Self-Coach Lawyer and Gen 38. And then I'm on LinkedIn as well. So, we like to stay connected on LinkedIn. I like to show out on there as well.
Yes.
Look for me on LinkedIn.
Good stuff.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining the show. We really enjoyed you being here, and I've learned a lot more. I feel like every time I meet you, I learn more and more and more. So we appreciate you showing up for us here today.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. It's always a pleasure with you too.
Absolutely. This is fun. Well, once again, I'm Shatima. I am the CEO of Procure Talent Management Group and the Vice President of Membership and Professional Development with BHRS. You can find PTMG on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Our website is procuretmgroup.com. I always forget that. And you can also contact me for the podcast at Shatima. We want to talk about it.
All right. Well, we also want to thank our sponsor, the Black HR Society, who makes a meaningful difference in the lives of Black HR professionals here in the Valley. You can find the Black HR Society on social media on all platforms at the Black HR Society. You can find us on IG at Black HR Society. You want to reach me, you can contact me if you want to be a sponsor or a guest on the show. You can email me at tj@wewannnatalkaboutit.com, because we do. We absolutely appreciate you joining us today, and hopefully you'll come back next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into Let's Talk About It, the podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found inspiration in the stories and experiences shared. We trust that you were entertained, learned something new, and felt inspired by today's show. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow, share, and join us for the next episode. Until then, keep the conversation going and let's keep talking about it.